Hello everyone, this is Oblivion and welcome back to another episode of Liminal Industries. So in the last episode we worked toward the ensouled chassis, and we want to get the slice and splice, the soul binder, a powered spawner and a XP obelisk this episode, just so that we have like a really good supply of XP because you need it for crafting all of the rest of the machines. Anyways, last episode we were looking at doing the moderate soul gem, which requires sacrifices, and we used the one cow, but I want to get another cow. Additionally, I wanted to set up like a whole greenhouse because I know that we need like bees and trees and all the rest. So I extended this platform out in preparation, and then what I want to do is that I want to do the plains reality thing about 8 times, and you get roughly 3 stacks of dirt per time, and that should be enough to fill out all of that floor. And in between episodes, I buffed up the Tinker's smelter just so I could get a bunch of clear glass, and I'm going to turn this clear glass into clear glass panes, and then we'll do floor to ceiling walls over there. So it'll be a nice, cute little biome, and I'll have trees and bees and cows and all the rest. So that's the plan for this episode. And basically, I realized that when you do the reality frame, you end up with 3 remaining terrasteel nuggets, and 3 remaining terrasteel nuggets is enough to have 10 reality ingots, which means that you can make 2 extra charges. So you can have 3 different charges so that you can cycle through them and just have one running all the time, which is pretty convenient. So I'm not too worried about completely automating this process. I think semi-automation is good enough. And you'll see here that we have seed number 2, which is the plains seed. And I should be ready to grab... Do I have any leads? I should have leads somewhere. I have one lead. I believe I can make some more. That should do 7. And then we can put all of the cows that we get over there, and then we can start breeding them and then use them for sacrifices and stuff. Should work out pretty well. Also, I did the math, and you'll notice that I updated last episode's title. The armor multiplied by the sword gives, I think it's 87 XP per blaze, and each XP is 1 millibucket, which means that, what is it? When I do this, so you need 100 XP. So 87 XP is basically 1 blaze. So each blaze almost gives 1 chromatic compound, which is required for the shadow steel, which is required for the dark steel ingot, which is required for the rest of these frames. Where is it? Pressurized fluid tank, these guys. So you need 400 XP per void chassis, which is actually quite a bit. Which is why we want to set up the powered spawner as soon as possible. Come over here. There we go. Also, I noticed when I was looking through the recipes, this requires grass, right? So it might be useful to grab some shears. There they are. And then shear some of these grass. I don't think we need to do it on all of them, just some of them. And also the grass blocks themselves, when we start building out the platform over there, we can just use a minecart assembler to pick up a grass block. Actually, let's do that right now. So, where's my cart assembler? Oh, that's interesting. Why do I have instant break for dirt? I want a rail. I want a minecart itself. Also, I just realized that I could probably glue multiple of these blocks together. So let's glue these together. Let's grab a minecart. Let's grab a power. And then do this. Yep. Then we can pick that up, and we can pick these up. And then what we should be able to do, I should have gone and pressed the button. So let's press the button to clear out all of this dirt. Just do that. And then I should be able to put down, which corner was it? It was this corner, right? That corner. Rail, card assembler. This guy? Interesting. So that's the lights up above. That is not what I wanted to do. So now, if I make a stairway here. Very nice. And we don't need this to be glued anymore. And so basically I will go through the process of filling this out, and then I'll cut back when it's all done. Alright, so that was step one. You'll see that I have quite a few cows now. And I also, so I placed the original grass here, and then I picked up 3 more, and I put one over there, one over there, one over there, and hopefully it spreads out over time. I want to add more height variation in here. But one of the other things that I also need to do is, if I'm going to have like animals and bees and all the rest, I want to put the clear glass walls in. So if I come over here, as I mentioned earlier, I have, what is it? The Tinker Smelter full of clear glass. Yep, so I have all this. How much does one stack give me? It gives me 3. And then, if I come over here, I will be able to do like this. Very clean looking. Oops. Placing these is going to be difficult. I also don't have a silk touch pick, so there we go. You can barely see it. Okay, so I'll be back when I do that, and then what I want to do is I want to have this half be like tiger, and then this half will be oak and birch forest. And then I'll probably move the cows in here, and I want to have like a little house. So I want to have like a little shack. I'm going to fill this up with water so you can do fishing and stuff, and then I'm going to have a small plot here with like all of the different seeds and stuff for farmland. And I think that's about it. I do want to check what summons do we have available in terms of like passive mobs. So I could add some cod to the pool, but I don't know. I don't know if that really matters. I want to add some chickens. We can add some rabbits. I don't know what I'll use the rabbits for, but it'll be cool. And I'll probably just decorate with like grass and sweet berries. And if I grow a large tiger, I'm pretty sure it turns the dirt into podzol. And then I might add some mushrooms and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be back when I finish up the glass stuff, and I might do some variation to the terrain, and I'll fill this in. So let's line up for the next shot. Actually, let's put a block. So this is where I'm going to return to. Alright, and we are back. Obviously the lake's filled in. I placed down a few of the saplings that I had, and I moved all the cows in here. We have a little bit more terrain variation, which looks pretty good. I do need to move this door up and probably adjust this, what is it? This trim. So move this trim up, move the door up, put the dirt there, put some stone in. Oops. So I did get a little bit more dirt than I needed to, just so that I could add the dirt on top. I could hollow out the stuff underneath, but I don't really need to right now. Let's get some more stone just for the trim. There we go. Just so that the glass pane works out nicely. I really like this clear glass because it basically looks like there's nothing there. So I definitely do have glass on all of the parts. So we have the hallways done up, and we have each of these large windows done. So as I said, I want this side to be taiga and this side to be forest. We can help the looks out a little bit more by doing some bone meal. We don't want too much grass, and we also don't really like the tall grass. It looks like you don't really get flowers doing this. So we might have to look at figuring out how we get some flowers. There we go. Interesting, that's probably a light block. Also, why do we have instant break on a bunch of things? It's kind of strange. I could also probably use those ferns that I got from the living room. What's that? Amaranth seeds. I'll probably be chopping and replacing a bunch of these trees. I don't know why they're all instant. But yeah, so I want to get enough saplings to make a very large tree. There we go. I also want to collect some wood because I'm probably going to build like a little spruce shack. Because spruce is my my favorite wood type. So I'll build a little spruce hut here, like a fishing shack. And then I'll probably start filling out this area with farmland. So if I go grab my hoe, yep. And then where would the center be? The center's going to be like somewhere around there. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's more light blocks in the way. There we go. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to put water just here. Like so. And then we can do this and that. Very nice. And then we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be a good little plot for our farmland for all of our crops. We might even want some more, like maybe we'll do another one right here. And then the large tiger could be, I guess, here. Does that work out? I think that does. Let's do like this, maybe. Yeah, let's do this. Very nice. Now we have some pods all around, which definitely adds to the visuals. And then we can just fill out this farmland. The light blocks are getting pretty annoying. So if I have dirt, I can instant break them, right? So placing and breaking a block removes the light block from there. Where did I get a worm from? I'm guessing you get a worm from tilling soil. Yeah, you do. It's funny. What are these for? Can I use them as bait? Are you like a living thing? F3B? You are. That's funny. Okay, and then we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we probably want to start placing all these seeds down. Anyways, I'm going to go to my new cut location, and I'll cut back when I have the shack built and some more of the stuff fleshed out. And we are back. I may have gotten a little carried away, but I've had a lot of fun doing this. So we have pumpkins in the plains biome. We have a little bit of a forest biome. We've got the bees. We've got a cherry tree. We have a jungle tree with the cocoa beans. Melons spawn in the jungle biomes. We have a bamboo, and we have a little desert biome over here. And then if we go over here, I don't know if one acacia tree counts as a acacia biome, but we have the dark oak tree and the large red mushroom, and then we have the tiger biome over here. And then we have a little crop farm. So we've got wheat for the cows, we've got potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, and cabbage. I'm not entirely sure because I know that pizza is one of the requirements eventually. So it just requires tomato, some kind of, I guess, vegetable base, and then it requires the cheese, and the cheese requires honeycomb. So we basically have everything prepared in here for the cheese, and also I moved the altar up here, and we should have everything prepared to make the rest of the moderate soul gems. So I was looking through the Slice and Splice, the Soul Binder, the XP Obelisk, and the Powered Spawner. The XP Obelisk requires Energetic Alloy. So does the so if I look at this, so does this guy. So both the Powered Spawner and the XP Obelisk require the what is it? If I look at the recipe for this guy, Energetic Alloy, it requires the reaction chamber. So this is now a hard requirement, pressurized reaction chamber, and the electrolytic separator gives us the oxygen to supply that as well. So it means that we can't just go straight for these ones. We actually have to go to the next tier of machines in order to get them, which means that we're going to need a couple of these as well. It makes it more tedious. I honestly feel like the XP Obelisk and the Powered Spawner should be made the previous tier, because the thing is that the reason that we want the Powered Spawner is to be able to get Dark Steel, because the Shadow Steel requires 100 XP per, and currently the best XP source we have is Husks. And even with the Electrum and the XP Boost Sword, we're getting 44 millibuckets per, and it takes 100 millibuckets per one of these. So the real limitation at this point in the pack is just getting XP in order to finish all of the machines, and it's a little annoying. But anyways, if I look at what's required for the rest of these, we need 4 for these, and we need 2 for these. So that means that we need 6 total, and I already have 3, and the rest of these potions should give me the next 3. So if I look at the enriched carbon, enriched gold, what else is required? And the soul shards and the lesser soul gems. So 3 of these, and then the soul shards, which should be here. Now, if I do this, this, and this, flint. I don't know why all these other cows want to join in. They're gonna take some damage from it. So we're gonna get all of those. So we'll have all of these. In between episodes, I also grabbed all of the solarium that we're probably gonna need. Let's do another one. Which cow took damage? It's not the one on the leash. This guy's got no health. Here we go, that's one more. Yep. Let's do that. Enriched carbon. And the last poison potion. So that's getting all 6 of these. We need soul powder, so I need to chuck at least some of this in there. We have the heads, we have the empowered void crystals. We just need to make some of these. So that's pretty simple. It's just slime balls, sapling, grass, that sort of thing. And I'm pretty sure one of the easier... Actually, we probably have enough slime balls. Actually, we don't quite have enough slime balls. You can actually turn cactus into slime balls. It's probably easier than the brewing method. Now, if I look through... So, let's go grab a cactus. There we go. So we grab some cactus, and then we go down to the Botania setup and convert them to slime. Very nice. So we have all the slime balls that we need. What else do we need? We probably need the green dye, which would be from the flower pouch. Is it lime or green is the question. Don't need to look at that. Should probably be looking at this bookmark. So it is lime. I do have green petals. And I have plenty of bone meal. I'm killing husks all the time. Okay, there we go. Let's turn these into flowers again. Let's grab this. Each of these gives 4, and we want 6, right? Actually, we might only need 1 because we can do this. Yeah. Okay. Now, the question is, how many emeralds do we have? So if I look at this, it requires the emeralds be hit with the laser. So let's chuck the dye in there. Let's chuck some saplings. Do I have any on me, or did I put them all in the chest? I think I put them all in the chest. We need saplings and grass, I believe. So let's grab saplings. Do I have any grass on me? There it is. That was the 2 things that I need, grass and saplings, yep. And we have the slime balls, and we just got to get the emeralds. Which I believe should be over in this chest. There we go. I don't know if we should zap all of them. Let's just zap the 6 that we know we need. Very good. So we chuck that in there, we chuck that in there, chuck that in there, and what was the last item? Slime balls. And then that. There we go. So these should get done pretty quickly. We need to make these, so 6 by 2 is 12. So we chuck this in the sag mill. I hope you don't hear the alarm on the recording. No, not the alarm, the ambulance. So we have all of that. We should be able to make all of these in a bit. That's right, we need all of the previous tier, so the void chassis. So that's the other reason I have 35 levels. If I grab the fluix crystals here, and then I should grind them all down, because I don't think there's a use for the non-ground up ones. So I have 44 dye base in there. And I should have blaze cakes. So let's grab all of our fluics. Chuck all of that in there. Where did the rest of my fluics go? I reckon it went back in the vault, which is good enough. We chuck that in there, and then we start producing all that, and I stand on here to dump all my levels into it. There we go. And now we should have like a bunch of the shadow stuff. Now if I grab the chromatic compound, we should be able to Jeez, they do damage. Let's have a snack. I'm gonna pause. Unfortunately, I live right next to a hospital, so it's a little annoying. Chilled. Interesting. Let's recover some health. We got another Wraith Heart. I think they are used for something. Yeah, they are. So there was something else, if I remember. I'm not sure. Need to go downstairs, probably. Some of them just disappear. You for that. What was the other thing? Powdered obsidian. Okay. Additive, steel. Is that not right? It is. It just needs the rich slag. I should be able to take all of this out. Very nice. We can chuck that in there. Chuck those away. So we want a bunch of these. Do I have all of the machine frames is a good question. Machine... I do. I have 8 machine frames. Do I have all the calcs of end? No, I don't think so. So I need another set of that. And enchanted ash. Where's my bucket? Hello, Mr. Wraith. Yeah. Not really bothered at running over and killing him. Okay, we got that. So this should be done, yep. Let's see, how many of these do we have? 6, perfect. And then we need 6 of these guys, right? Soul powder. Very nice. Then we have 1 of this. And we have 1 of these, which requires the slice and splice. So maybe we should do like this way as well. Actually, I want to fit more machines in. So let's grab this guy. I think I need to have the machines like in line with this. But that doesn't really work. Let's just keep adding to this line. Where did I put my slice and splice? There it is. Then we have the LV wires, maybe a relay, coils, relay. I don't have any relays. Okay. Let's hope that this is good enough. Yep. We need a capacitor. We're gonna need like at least 4 of these. Sure. So we have the capacitor. Then the slice and splice requires the Z logic thingamajig. This. So we need silicon, which I'm pretty sure I have over here. That's printed silicon. Do I have regular silicon? No. So let's chuck these in here. And then silicon is just what? Certus quartz? Yeah. Do I have any quartz? I don't have any Certus quartz, but I could make some. So we run downstairs, chuck this in a mana pool. Okay. So that's all of that done. And I'm pretty sure Certus would be on the bulk blasting. Yep, it is. Silicon. Hello? Just took a while. Where is it? There it is. So we have all of our silicon. We should have our solarium. Do I have fused quartz? Is a good question. I made some. Z-Logic controller is axe and shears. So 1 and 2. Then we do this, then we do zombie, and we do solarium and redstone. And where's my solarium? Actually, where's my solarium? I had it just before. Or did I just make enough for the frames? I didn't make any extra. That makes sense. Let's make a bunch. Nope. Let's grab some soul sand. I thought I counted it out, but obviously I didn't include the other components. Where's my soul sand? There it is. I might as well just grab a stack. So what are we looking at? We need one for there, and we need one for here. So we need 2 Z-Logic controllers. I think we also need one for this. No, we need a different thing for this. So prismarine crystals. Okay, so you can crush prismarine shards. You can haunt lapis. Okay. Do I have any lapis? I do have some lapis. Haunt. Prismarine. Because I need 2 of these, right? So it's a guaranteed 1-for-1 in a sag mill, which means that you only really need 3 per... What's it? Oh, very nice. So this should definitely be enough for all of the guardian things. I believe I'm going to need 2 more of these ground up in the sag mill. And then grab some of these. We want this and this. Yep, it's running. Then we have these guys. We need to make more of this. So ender dust and osmium. So requires osmium. How much osmium do we have is the question. I think this also requires osmium. No, it doesn't. Okay, endstone and steel. So we need 2 of these guys. So 2 sets of 8. So 16 dark steel, which we only have 1 of. I do have endstone around. I do have obsidian around. I don't have the dark steel. I can probably turn the osmium. I also have no food, apparently. Compound, this guy. I think what I should just do is end the episode on making the soul binder, and then we'll do the rest in the next one. So we have the Z-Logic controller. We want to make the soul vial, and then we want to make... Okay, and then we want to make that guy. And then we'll do the artificial intelligence tomorrow, in the next episode. How much time? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I think that's a good time to finish. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.